Hello, everybody. Welcome back to PW IELTS and TOEFL Prep. My name is Vandana, and in this lecture, we are going to see top 50 IELTS essay prompts which you must prepare if you are thinking about taking this exam real soon. Now, these 50 questions I have divided in 6 themes. Let's get started and let's see what these themes are and what these 50 questions are. Here we go, and the very first theme is artificial intelligence and technology. So this is a very trending topic and has got high chances of being in your question paper if you are somebody who is preparing for IELTS academic. Let's see some questions under this theme. So the very first question over here says, some people believe artificial intelligence will replace many traditional jobs. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Next up, AI tools are becoming common in education. Do the advantages outweigh the disadvantages? The first one is an opinion essay. The second one is the disadvantage essay, wherein along with pros and cons, you have to state your opinion also. And the next up is some people think students rely too heavily on technology for learning. Why is this and what problems does this cause? What are the solutions? In this type of essay, you need 3 body paragraphs, one for each of the questions that you see here. The next up is governments should implement rules regarding the use of artificial intelligence. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Moving on, let's get to see some more questions under the same theme. Number 5 here says, many people believe AI generated content will reduce human creativity while others disagree. Discuss both views and give your opinion. So a classic discussion essay where you have to discuss both views and take a stand. Next up here is some people believe artificial intelligence will create serious problems. What issues can be caused by using artificial intelligence and how can they be controlled? A classic problem solution essay. Moving on, the next up here says some people think that online communication has improved relationships between people, while others believe it has done more harm than good. Discuss both views and give your opinion. So even if your opinion is in the favor of, let's say, improved, you still need to discuss the opposite side because it's the discussion essay. So you need to discuss the opposite side also. The next up here is technological advancements has improved. Technological advancement has improved the quality of life for everyone. To what extent do you agree or disagree? So this is an opinion essay. Now moving on, let's get to see the next theme we have got here. And this is about education and learning. Let's see the very first question over here. It says schools should teach financial literacy as a compulsory subject. What benefits will it bring? What are the drawbacks of not including this subject in school's curriculum? You need to be very careful with these prompts. So benefits are, if you are going to state the benefits, you need to state benefits of including financial literacy in schools. However, the drawbacks are not of including financial literacy in schools. The drawbacks are of the absence of financial literacy in schools. What are the drawbacks of not including? So be very careful with these small little intricacies if you want a high band score. Moving on, it says some people think university education should be free for everyone, while others disagree. Discuss both views and give your opinion. Next up is online learning is replacing classroom teaching. Is this a positive or negative development? When you are asked this kind of question, positive or negative, make sure you are taking 100% one-sided stance. You cannot say that it is positive also, it is negative also. You need to stick to one side. Moving on, it says students should spend more time learning practical skills than academic subjects. To what extent do you agree or disagree? So that's our question number 4 under this theme. Let's see some more prompts under the theme of education. And here we go. Next up here is some people believe homework should be banned for school children, while others think that it is essential for progress. Discuss both views and give your opinion. Pretty relevant topic this is. I keep seeing teachers and parents fighting on this on LinkedIn. But yeah, moving on. It says some people think that schools should focus more on mental health education. Why is it important to focus on this subject? Very relevant in today's time. Next up here is some people think that international students bring more benefits than drawbacks to universities. What is your opinion? So this is an opinion essay. And this one, the second one here, is the direct question essay. So here you are being asked reasons. Why is it important to focus on this subject, which is subject of mental health? Now you need to have two reasons for two body paragraphs for this question. Moving on to the next one, it says gap years between school and university are beneficial for young people. To what extent do you agree or disagree? So that's our theme of education. And now moving on to the next one here, which is environment and climate change. And the very first question under this theme is climate change is the greatest threat facing humanity today. What is your opinion? So if you are saying that I agree, fine, it's the greatest threat facing humanity today, or even if you disagree, in this type of prompt, you will have to compare the threat of climate change with other threats such as maybe unemployment or overpopulation. So you'll have to do that comparison in this question. The next up here is some people believe individuals cannot do much to protect the environment, while others believe that they can make significant contribution in addressing the concern. Discuss both views and give your opinion. Pretty interesting. Next one here is the production of single-use plastic should be banned worldwide. Do you agree or disagree? So first you have to state your opinion. And then this question says, what problems could be caused by banning it? What are the solutions? So this is a classic combination of problem solution plus opinion essay. Make sure you address all the three questions in separate body paragraphs. Moving on, some people think zoos are necessary for wildlife conservation, while others think they're cruel. Discuss both views and state your opinion. Moving on, next up here is climate education should be mandatory in schools. What is your opinion? If you say that yes, it should be mandatory, you need two reasons for two body paragraphs. And if you say that no, it's not necessary, again, you need two reasons for two body paragraphs. Moving on, next up here is the best way to solve environmental problems is through international cooperation. To what extent do you agree or disagree? And the next one is some people believe that governments should impose higher taxes on environmentally harmful products. In what ways can this benefit the environment? Next up is many cities are struggling to balance economic growth with environmental protection. What challenges does urbanization create, and what steps should authorities take to reduce environmental damage? Now, this is a classic problem solution essay, but be very careful and look at this question where they're asking for solutions. It says, what steps should authorities take to reduce environmental damage? Now, here your solutions need to be from the angle of governments, not common individuals, because that's what the question is asking for. So idea relevance is very, very important, guys. Moving on to the next theme, which is work, economy, and business. And let's see the very first prompt over here. It says many employees nowadays experience low job satisfaction despite earning higher salaries. What problems does this cause, and how can companies improve employee satisfaction? Again, a very interesting question, problem solution essay, but at the same time, look at the question here, which is asking for solutions. It says, how can companies improve employee satisfaction? So your ideas must be from companies' angle, not common individuals, not professionals, not governments. Moving on to the next one over here, it says in many countries, employees are suffering from fatigue due to long working hours. What are its impacts? What can governments and private organizations do to address this concern? What are its impacts means you need to talk about the results, that because of this fatigue, what are the results? And because you have a plural noun here, you need to talk about two results at least. And then coming to this question, it's asking for solutions, but one solution should be from government angle, another solution should be from private organization angle. So keep noticing these intricacies. Next up here is advertising encourages consumers to purchase unnecessary products. What issues does this create and what measures can be taken to solve them? It's a very common question. I have seen it quite a few times popping up in question paper. So make sure you are prepared with it. And this question has been asked in speaking also quite a few times. Moving on. All right, so this one says many people nowadays change careers several times during their lives. Why is it so? That means first body paragraph is going to talk about the reasons, and then do the advantages of this development outweigh disadvantages? So after the reason paragraph, you need two more body paragraphs stating advantages and disadvantages, plus your opinion should be crystal clear in introduction as well as in conclusion. So you have got a lot to do in this question type. Pretty interesting. Moving on, next up here is some people believe that job satisfaction is the most important aspect of professional lifespan of an individual, while others think that salary is the most vital factor. Discuss both views and give your opinion. Very interesting. Moving on, it says globalization has created more opportunities than problems. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Right, absolutely. So I think if you are watching this video till this point, you would have realized that it's not just a game of English. It's a game of English plus your critical thinking skills. Moving on, it says small businesses are struggling to survive in competition with international brands. What problems does this cause for local economies? Make sure your ideas, your problems here are related to local economies. And how can governments and individuals support small enterprises? And then in the solutions, one solution should come from government angle, another should come from common individuals angle. So that's some intricacy over here. Moving on to the next one. It says many people believe job satisfaction is more important than salary. What factors contribute to job satisfaction? Can a high salary alone make employees happy? A classic direct question essay. You need two body paragraphs for each of the questions. But look at the first question. It says, what factors contribute to job satisfaction? So you need to state more than one factors in first body paragraph and explain them nicely if you are aiming for a high band score. Moving on, the next theme here is health and lifestyle. And the very first question over here says, mental health problems are becoming increasingly common in modern society. Why is this happening and how can individuals maintain good mental health? Problem solution essay. Next, people today are living much longer than in the past due to advances in healthcare and technology. Do the advantages of this development outweigh the disadvantages? This prompt forces us to think practically rather than emotionally. Moving on, next one here says fast food advertising aimed at children should be banned completely. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Next up, some countries are considering making healthcare completely free for citizens. What are the potential benefits of free healthcare and what challenges could arise due to this? Moving on, let's see some more questions under this theme. And the next up here is governments in some countries are introducing higher taxes on sugary drinks and junk food. Do the advantages of this policy outweigh the disadvantages? So both pros and cons are going to be stated and your opinion also is being asked here. Next up here is many people today spend a large amount of time using smartphones and digital devices. Do the advantages of this development outweigh the disadvantages? Very nice question. Next up here is many employees struggle to maintain a healthy work-life balance in modern society. Why is this becoming difficult? That means state the reasons. And what can employers do to help? Once again, your solutions are going to come from employers' angle, not government, not working professionals. Next up here is many people are choosing alternative treatments and therapies instead of conventional medicine. Do the advantages of this trend outweigh the disadvantages? The alternative treatments means a lot of people these days are considering naturopathy, let's say, Ayurveda. So these are alternative treatments. Conventional here means the allopathic medicines that we go for sometimes. Moving on, youth, family, and society. Let's take a look at some of the questions under our final theme. And here we go. The very first one here says, many parents nowadays spend less time with their children because of work commitments. Why is this happening? And how can parents maintain a healthy relationship with their children? Next one here is success in life depends more on hard work and determination than on natural talent. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Okay, next one. I feel like giving my opinion on every single question, but I'm holding myself back. Next up here is some people believe peer pressure has a greater influence on children's behavior and decisions, while others think parents remain the biggest influence. Discuss both views and give your opinion. Next up here in many countries, young people are choosing to live independently after turning 18. Do the advantages of this trend outweigh the disadvantages? And the next one, the traditional family structure is changing rapidly in many countries. What factors are causing this change and how is it affecting society? Correct question, essay. Okay, moving on to the next one. It says parenting courses are becoming increasingly common for new parents in some countries. Do the advantages of making these courses compulsory outweigh the disadvantages? Very interesting. Next up is young people are increasingly influenced by celebrities and online influencers. What impact does this have on society? Pretty relevant. Next up is many teenagers struggle to balance part-time jobs with their studies. What problems can this cause for students and how can these issues be managed effectively? And the next one, some people believe young people should be required to do community service, while others think it should remain voluntary. Discuss both views and give your opinion. And the final question here says, the gap between generations is becoming wider in modern society. What problems does this create within families and communities? And what solutions can help bridge this gap? Right. Now, that was our final question. See, I wanted to keep this video very crisp for you and let you know that these are the questions that you must be hands-on if you want to prepare for the IELTS exam. But if you want me to cover the ideas and vocabulary also of questions like these, post in the comments. I'll be more than happy to do that for you. For now, bye-bye. Take care, everyone. I'll see you in the next lecture.